Trina Schart Hyman, an American illustrator, is both the author and illustrator of a captivating reinterpretation of Little Red Riding Hood. Published in 1983 by Holiday House, her rendition earned a nomination for the prestigious Caldecott Medal for Best Illustrated Children's Book. Renowned for her skill in bringing beloved fables to life, Hyman has garnered accolades, including awards for her illustrated edition of St. George and the Dragon, 1984, and the Boston Globe Horn Book Award for King Stork, 1973. Specializing in breathing new life into tales from renowned authors like the Brothers Grimm and Edmund Spenser, Hyman's Little Red Riding Hood is adorned with intricate, full-color ink illustrations reminiscent of classic fairy tales. The narrative unfolds with an enchanting image of Little Red engrossed in a book on a porch, subtly hinting at a story within a story. Living with her mother at the village's edge, the protagonist, named Elizabeth, receives a cherished red velvet cloak from her grandmother for her birthday, thereafter becoming known as Little Red. Tasked with delivering bread, butter, and wine to her ailing grandmother, Little Red receives strict instructions from her mother. No running, daydreaming, lingering, and impeccable manners in her grandmother's presence. Undeterred by the half-hour walk through the woods to her grandmother's cottage, Little Red sets out confidently, illustrated by Hyman as a small figure in comparison to the towering, expressive, and wily wolf she encounters. Engaging in a detailed conversation with the wolf, Little Red candidly shares her purpose for visiting her grandmother, displaying the innocence and sincerity befitting her age. At this juncture, the illustrated wolf rises onto his hind legs, placing his hands on Little Red's shoulders. In a soliloquy to himself, the wolf eagerly confesses his sinister plan to devour both Little Red and her grandmother. Though he plots to deceive Little Red, he keeps the specifics of his scheme veiled. Continuing their journey together, the wolf engages in amiable conversation while traversing the woods. Hyman's exquisite illustrations vividly depict the idyllic scenery described in the text, featuring butterflies, sunlight, and various woodland creatures. As Little Red notices the flowers, accompanied by a lone black cat, a subtle, ominous sign, she decides to pause and gather some, convinced she has ample time for her journey ahead. This diversion provides the wolf an opportunity to advance and reach her grandmother's house ahead of her, with the intent to consume her. Upon reaching the cottage, the illustration portrays an elderly woman sitting upright in bed, while the wolf, now standing on his hind legs, prepares to unlatch the door. Impersonating Little Red, the wolf persuades the grandmother to allow herself entry. Although not depicted, it is described that the wolf devours the grandmother. The subsequent scene depicts Little Red continuing her path, now laden with flowers. However, upon her arrival, a chilling illustration reveals the wolf seated in the grandmother's bed, with the same ominous black cat perched nearby. Sensing an unsettling unease, unlike any she's experienced before, Little Red cautiously approaches the canopy bed. The text unveils a dialogue wherein Little Red notices her grandmother's peculiar features: large ears, shiny eyes, strange hands, and sharp teeth. Despite the wolf's evasive responses, he eventually unveils his true identity and lunges to consume Little Red. Following his meal, the wolf retreats to slumber in the grandmother's bed. As fate would have it, a hunter happens to be passing by the grandmother's cottage when he hears loud snoring, an unusual sound for the dwelling of an elderly lady. Concerned, he decides to investigate and upon entering, immediately recognizes the wolf in disguise. The perceptive hunter notices the wolf's bulging stomach and deduces the grim reality of the situation. Admitting to having pursued this particular wolf for years, the illustration portrays him taking aim to dispatch the threat, with the watchful black cat observing. However, a moment of hesitation dawns upon the hunter as he contemplates the possibility of rescuing the trapped victims. Ultimately, the hunter resolves to act, swiftly ending the wolf's life and surgically freeing Little Red and her grandmother from its belly, albeit shaken and fearful. Grateful for their deliverance, they sincerely thank the hunter and partake in the provisions from the gift basket: bread, butter, and wine, tea for Little Red. Together, they restore order to the cottage, cleaning the soiled linens left behind by the wolf. Through a series of illustrations, the narrative unfolds as the hunter departs, adorned with the wolf's pelt, while the grandmother and Little Red share a meal and diligently tend to chores against the picturesque backdrop of the countryside. The final scene depicts Little Red leaving the forest behind, with the village on the horizon. Resolved never to stray from the path again, she reflects on the importance of obeying her mother's instructions, grateful for her safety. Trina Schart Hyman, whose personal favorite childhood story was Little Red Riding Hood, wore a red cape as a child in homage to the iconic protagonist. Hyman, who passed away in 2004, is fondly remembered for her imaginative retellings of beloved tales, including this timeless classic. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.